Hi, boys and girls. It's Monday morning and it is time for social studies, and we're going to talk about reading a map. Last week, Miss Alva talked about some maps in Skills Block, and I believe you read a book about maps. So this week, we're going to talk about maps in social studies. We're going to talk about how we read a map, some of the parts of a map, and the vocabulary all around maps. So we're going to read this book together here in a minute. And then you're going to watch a video about the vocabulary of a map. You're going to do a Kahoot on maps. And our brain break today is all about maps and globes. It also sort of goes with shapes. What shape is a globe? Is it a sphere? Is it a circle? Which one is it? I think it's a 3D shape, so it's a sphere. All right, are we ready? Reading maps. A map is a drawing of a certain place. Reading a map helps you discover places far away or nearby. Okay, do you know that a cartographer is a person who makes maps so you can find your way around the world? So if you happen to be someone who loves to draw and you love maps, your job could be a cartographer. Like books, maps have titles. The title helps you pick the map that you need. So this map would be a world map. It shows the whole world. Finding your way. So a compass rose is a direction finder that always points north on a map. Okay, the 4 cardinal directions are north, south, east, and west. North is toward the North Pole. South is toward the South Pole. East is to the right, and west is to the left. So here in North Carolina, we live in Winston-Salem. If we were to get in our car and go east until there was no more land, we would be at the beach. And one of the North Carolina beaches, and we would be at the Atlantic Ocean. If we got in our car and we drove for about 5 days, we would drive west. We would get to the West Coast in California or Washington or Oregon, and we would see the Pacific Ocean. So east from here is the Atlantic Ocean, and west is the Pacific Ocean in California. Maps use symbols. Symbols may be pictures, lines, colors, or dots. A map key or legend is a decoder, explaining what the symbols mean. So on this map, can you find the library symbol? So we would go over here and we would look at our key or the legend, and we would go, that's hospital, fire department, police station, camping, hotel, parking, restaurant, library, or gas station. So we want to find this symbol on the map. Anybody else see it? I see it. There it is. So that is where the library is located. Whoop. Maps are drawn to scale, showing places much smaller than they really are. Which states are on this map? So we have Wyoming, Colorado, Nebraska, and Kansas. The words with the stars, those are the capital cities of those states. So Wyoming's capital is Cheyenne, Colorado's capital is Denver, Nebraska's capital is Lincoln, and Kansas capital is Topeka. Anybody know what the capital of North Carolina is? It's where I used to live, Raleigh. All right. A scale bar measures the distance between places on a map. It tells you the distance in the real world. So there is a star by Lincoln because it is the state capital. How many miles is it from Omaha to Lincoln? So each one of these little dots is going to represent 10 miles. So we're going to say it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it's about 50 miles from Omaha to Lincoln. Globes show the truest shape of land and water. A globe is a small model of the Earth. Now, the Earth seems flat, but pictures taken from space show the Earth is round like a sphere. So this would be a satellite picture, which helps cartographers, a cartographer was a map drawer, a person who makes maps. So a satellite picture helps the cartographer study difficult places to travel, like mountains. Let's look at the globe. The big green areas are land, and the big blue areas are water. Water covers more than half of the Earth's surface. The equator is an imaginary line around the middle of the Earth. It divides the Earth into two equal parts called hemispheres. The equator is halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. So here's the equator. We live in the continent of North America, right around in there. So we are in the northern hemisphere. If we go down here to Australia, where the kangaroos are, that would be in the southern hemisphere or south of the equator. Okay. Map grids make it easy to find a place. The location of a place never changes. Okay, that's important to know. Longitude or lines of longitude run up and down. Lines of latitude run around the Earth. So when you see a globe or a map, a lot of times you'll see these very faint light blue lines. Okay, so the ones that go around this way are lines of what? Latitude. The lines that go from the north to the south are lines of longitude. Okay, and how that helps us is we know that we might say North Carolina is at whatever, I can't see it very well, that line of longitude, and between this one and this one in latitude. So they're able to give us a specific spot on a map. The treasure hunting game of geocaching uses map coordinates to find an absolute location and a prize. Every place on Earth has a specific address called an absolute location. We will have to look up what Winston-Salem's absolute location is. So there's other kinds of maps too. There's topographical maps, which use lines to show high and low places. So this would be a mountain. It's showing that that's very high compared to down in here. Lines close together mean the land is steep, like mountains. Lines further apart mean the land is flat, like the plains. So this, where the lines are close together, is the mountainous areas, and then out here is flatter, right? Climate maps show weather conditions. Cartographers use color to show areas that may be warmer or colder. So we live in North Carolina, which is here. And so we live in a warmer climate. We live right around in here, just around the 60 to 70 degree is what they're saying. So if you lived up in here, yipes, it's a little colder. They live in a colder climate. And what that is useful for knowing what plants you might want to plant in your yard. Some plants grow better in this climate, and some plants grow better in this climate. So pick up a map or spin a globe, discover the world far away or right nearby. Actually, try drawing your own map. Think about your house or school and draw all of the rooms. That's a fun activity. You should try that today. So, a cartographer are people who make maps. Climate is the usual weather in a place. Grids is a set of straight lines that cross each other to form a pattern of squares. Hemisphere, two halves of a sphere like the Earth. Legend, the words written on a map to explain what different symbols stand for. Scale is the ratio between the measurement on a map and the actual measurement. Okay, hopefully that was a fun and engaging book for you. I love maps. I think they're just so much fun. So maybe today, if you're out and about, start thinking about how you could draw your neighborhood, because we're going to be doing that before the week is over. So think about you can start by drawing your house, drawing the rooms in your house like a blueprint. And before Friday, we're going to be drawing a map of where we live. Okay? Have a great day.